Hey YouTube, it's P2 Finger. Welcome to my listening party. You heard that little crackle in the pot there, yeah. I need to clean these pots. So this is my fancy listening setup. I've got these Canton, they're called 40 carat speakers. Canton, K-C-A-N-T-O-N, and then they're carat 40s, 4 ohm, 90 watt, 130 watt peak. So these are, I think they're German. They're really good speakers, and no talking in a lead. That's a rule in this house. You're not allowed to speak. If there's a guitar solo, just shut the fuck up and listen to the fucking guy play his guitar, please. Anyway, this is my listening rig. It's a eBay $12 EQ board that's built into one of my famous data switch chassis. And this Creative Labs, which is an iPod killer. You can think of this as a very good iPod. It's not made by Apple, and it's far superior, way better than an Apple. And then for the amp, we've got these two monoblock tube amps. I rehoused these out of a got a handle here. There's a wood top. I basically hacked the top and added some supports and this piece of plywood up here as a roof. Here's a tube buffer, and that's shut off right now. We're going to talk about that in a minute, but I want to talk about these amplifiers. These, you can convert these into tube preamps for recording real easy. I haven't done that to these. I have a different set of tube preamps that I use, and then I got this. I could use this, but really what I like doing with this is setting this up with any pair of speakers and an EQ, and then an MP3 with some 320 MP3s on it. And you just get this treble thing going on, this sparkly treble effect. You can probably hear it on the camera now. So this tube amp, it's two identical, they're called monoblocks. I had them cranked. And if you crank it, you will hear a real small bit of 60 cycle hum, which I could chase that down and go nuts, and I don't worry about it, because I know the only time you hear it is in between songs when you've got it dying. Oh, Mr. Vicky Bobitin, come to Daddy, will you? So these tube amps here in all their glory, this is a really sought-after thing. They're vintage tube amps that came out of, I forget the brand of the tape deck, but these amps were in quite a few different reel-to-reel setups. And I spotted this at a Goodwill when I was coming. Listen to those Brian Eno synths in there. I was coming back from my pain clinic in Chicago, which was a long day. I get up, drive into the city. I mean, this is the richest part of the city too. You look to the right, Gucci. Look to the left, Yves Saint Laurent. And here I am in the Volvo 240 with Faith No More Epic blasting. And you look like go down into a tunnel, and there's guys with what do you call it, valet parking guys. Anyway, on the way out of this thing, traffic would always be horrible, and I would get off and hit this one Goodwill, and I found this there one day. And it was, I think it was $100, and they charged me $5. There was a top with the sticker on it, and I put the top underneath it and put it in the cart, and it was super heavy and super big, and the guy came up and he said, oh, that old thing, is this $5 okay? And I said, yep, it was a real young fat kid, chubby kid. And I'm fat, so I get to say that. So yeah, this is my $5 monoblock tube amp. I didn't plug it into a Variac. I plugged it right in, turned it up, and it worked, and I used it and listened to it and enjoyed it sparingly. But this is my listening rig. I tried this tube preamp, which is a video on this. This cost $18. You can build it for about $20, $25. But it's basically you get it all soldered all together, so you just house it up. But I found that running this, I didn't install a volume control on that, and it was a little hot pushing all of this. So I tried it, switched the order of these. Having this first was even worse. Having this second was a little better. But yeah, this is my fancy listening rig. I wanted to show my buddy Clementine. These Canton speakers are Canton 40 carat, and they were $75 for the pair. And like, I never do anything like that, but I saw them and I just fell in love with them, like how their size and how heavy they are. And I was like, I bet they'll sound really good, and they do. It sounds so good in here right now. Anyway, I'm going to let you guys go. I got an 8-minute limit on this camera. My next setup is going to be using the tube buffer and this EQ with just a Class D amp on a pair of Klipsch bookshelf speakers. These are a little bit bigger Klipsch bookshelf speakers that I got at the Goodwill. And one of the drivers was blown, and I replaced it with a very similar driver. So it should sound pretty good on that too. And I got to tell you, people are using, let me tell you, this tube preamp in conjunction with a Class D amp is the way to go. People are building hi-fi setups with that. So that's something to consider if you like to tinker with this stuff. You can get all of this stuff on eBay and build it yourself, or you can get it even in the chassis. You could spend $50 for the tube preamp and $50 for the Class D, and just plug them together with RCA cable, and then you would have this digital amp that's warmed up by tubes. So it's gonna have that tube sound that everyone is like making such a big deal out of that, especially guitar players. They, you know, but are they actually listening to anything with tubes? You know, no, they're not. They're listening to it digital. All right, you guys, take care of yourselves, and peace.